We are live. What is going on, everybody? What is up? We've got to talk about this Anthony Joshua and Deontay Wilder inevitable matchup that's going to take place. Because, of course, now that Anthony Joshua won his fight, it's basically a collision course between those two gentlemen. Let's go ahead and switch over real quick to my face where it is. Here we go. We got to start it off, of course, with Hashim47 and Let's Go Champ. What's going on, brother? Thank you so much. And, of course, with Hashim47, we also started off with him. He's the first legend. And the second legend is Michael Buffer. Let's go ahead and start the show with Michael Buffer so we can get into this, baby.
Ladies and gentlemen,
let's get ready to rumble. Did you guys see Robert Helinous versus Anthony Joshua? Did you guys see that fight? And what did you think about Anthony Joshua's performance? CR 1987. Wilder has zero defenses, terrible on the back foot, and won't take AJ's power. That's interesting. Fire. I think Wilder versus Joshua ends in a domination from Wilder. Okay, all right. So we have two opposing views right there. CR 1987 and Fire. Hold on, let's see what Fire. What else does Fire say? Wilder will try to knock out Joshua just like any other of his opponents. Of course, that's his forte. He knows what he's good at, and he's going to keep making sure that he's going to that well all night. That's how Deontay Wilder is. Joshua can't handle the front foot. The front foot of Deontay Wilder, he won't be able to handle that. Okay, let's see. All right, so I'm going to give my assessment. Hold on. I actually have AJ winning this fight. Okay, ASAP TV got AJ winning this fight. All right, I'm gonna give you guys my assessment of this fight. What will happen with, we got more people saying Hashim47. Hashim, what's going on, brother? AJ can't avoid the right hand for 12 rounds. Even Fury couldn't. Okay. Adrian Domes, what's up, Fanatico? Joshua going to sleep. Oh, okay. All right, so here we go. Boxing Fanatico's assessment on this fight, which, by the way, I'm super hyped. I want to see this fight, even if it doesn't. Even if Wilder lost to Fury and Anthony Joshua lost to Usyk, it's not so much about who's the best in the division as much as it is closing that circle, right? Because none of them have fought each other than Fury Wilder and Usyk Joshua. So we don't really know if Usyk could beat Wilder, if Wilder could beat Usyk, or if Fury could beat Joshua, or if Joshua could beat Fury, or if Joshua could beat Wilder, vice versa. We don't know that because they never fought each other. They've only fought parallel to each other. The fight that we want to see to close a circle that's been lingering for so many years is Wilder and Anthony Joshua. Sometimes fights are not necessarily for who is the best in the world. Sometimes we just want to know who's the best between the two. And here's my prediction for that fight. I'll give you my prediction early, very, very early. So early because they haven't even made the fight. But this is one of those fights that you kind of already know about it for a while, right? Because we've been thinking about this fight for a long time. Same thing with Terrence Crawford versus Errol Spence. Hold on, let me just. No way he avoids the right hand in top fight. He end up on Neptune before the end of the night. LOL, salute. What's going on, HNIC? AJ, that is. All right, now of course I knew that's who you were referring to. Deontay Wilder versus Anthony Joshua will end in Deontay Wilder knocking out Anthony Joshua. That's it. That is the truth, right? Here's the thing. You could say that Wilder gets lucky, right? Because he doesn't have good feet, good form, good whatever. However, he has probably the best eraser we have ever seen in the sport, that it gave him a medal at the Olympics, that it gave him, even though he started boxing late, that even though a good boxer in Ortiz boxed his brains off or was able to box and he's so technical, he still got knocked out. And then if you say, oh, wait, he was so tech, he got lucky, they did it again. And Wilder still knocked him out. It doesn't matter how technical you are when it comes to Wilder. You have to be exceptional. And even then, you're still in the pit of fire, as we've seen with Fury. When he fought Bermane Stiverne, he was not the favorite to win. Everybody thought he wasn't going to do anything. He wasn't going to beat him. His power, although didn't knock Bermane Stiverne out the first time they fought, his power is the looming dark cloud. The moment you get popped with that, your whole strategy is thrown out the window. He hits that hard. Deontay Wilder hits that hard. He hits so hard, he negates offense. He negates skill. He negates all that stuff. And here's what I'm going to add to this conversation. If he could do that to Ortiz, which in my opinion was the guy that should have been able to beat him other than Fury, obviously. But with 2 chances, he still got knocked out. Deontay Wilder just hits that hard. So what's going to happen with AJ, who's not that good of a boxer in the vein of an Ortiz or a Fury, who has an incredibly suspect chin, has been knocked down multiple times, has been knocked out, has been rocked by Usyk, who's not even a powerful puncher, has been shown to be sloppy in moments. I think this is tailor-made for a Deontay Wilder knockout. Now, I do want to see the fight because anything could happen. Boxing has surprised us in the past. And the most surprising division is always the heavyweight division, because that's the division that has, it's closer to the Wild West up there. In terms of weight, in terms of skill set, in terms of all these different things, it's closer to the Wild West up at the heavyweight division. So anything can happen. No one thought Andy Ruiz was going to beat Anthony Joshua, and he beat Anthony Joshua, becoming the first Mexican heavyweight champion. Right? Nobody thought, Buster Douglas was going to beat Mike Tyson, and he knocked him out. Nobody thought he definitely wasn't going to knock Mike Tyson out. So one of the most surprising divisions is the heavyweight division. I think this fight is a big fight, but looking at Deontay Wilder's entire career, how much power he has in his right hand is actually, we've probably never seen this amount of power. I don't even care if you go back to the past and see how many people knock people out. The one-shot knockouts that we have gotten from Deontay Wilder, sometimes as quick as the first round, sometimes as quick as people haven't gone past the 4th round with him. I mean, you could block and he'll hit into your block, and the vibration from the punch into your block to your chin will still knock you out. He has knockouts that people are like, nah, that dude took a dive. Nah, that dude took a dive. It's not that they took a dive. It's that this dude's power is that crazy. It's that crazy. He generates so much power. So it basically takes away, it basically cleans up all of his downfalls, which is everything else. It cleans it up. But he also, by the way, a lot of people don't want to give him credit for this because he doesn't have that much skill. He's not that technical. He has a really good jab too. And he uses his jab to set up the right hand. That's why the right hand lands every single time. Every single time. It landed on Fury, who's super skilled. You would think, oh, all I got to do is worry about the right hand. But Wilder got some stuff to land that right hand. And the jab is what he uses predominantly to land that right hand. So he has a good jab and a good right hand. And those are the only 2 things Deontay Wilder needs. So in my opinion, Deontay Wilder will indeed defeat Anthony Joshua if they fight, but it's still a fight that I want to see, and I think we're going to go ahead and see that fight. I think that fight will happen in December. All right, let me see what you guys are saying here in the chat. Hashim 47, 100% fire, 42 knockouts and 43 wins. The dude will treat Joshua like every single opponent that has faced. Yeah, which is why I believe you are right 100%. I feel like the power from Wilder will be too much for Joshua. Yeah. I'm behind, but nah, I don't think Wilder will. He's clumsy. If he misses, AJ counters. But guess what? He's always been clumsy. But what happened when he was clumsy against Ortiz, who's a better boxer than Anthony Joshua? He's a better boxer with a better chin. A better boxer with a better chin was outboxing Wilder, but Wilder finds a way. All he has to do is at least land it once. You know how dangerous that is? To say, I just need to at least land it once. A good flush, one hit from his right hand. He doesn't have to beat you to a bloody pulp over time. He just has to at least land it once. That's too much to ask for. For 12 rounds, you have to constantly be thinking about that right hand. For 12 rounds. Ortiz is, in my opinion, a better boxer than Anthony Joshua, but he couldn't even circumvent that. Fury is just has a chin made out of steel. So he could get dropped, but he'll get up. But even he, who's a better boxer, in my opinion, than Anthony Joshua, has gotten hit multiple times by that right hand. Knowing that right hand is super deadly, you would think that's the only thing he needs to be worried about because Deontay Wilder doesn't have anything else. But somehow, it always lands. And if a right hand like that landed on Fury lands, and how many times did it land on Fury? A bunch of times. If it lands on Anthony Joshua even once, it could be lights out for Anthony Joshua. I truly don't think this fight even goes past the 4th round. If I'm being honest, I don't think this fight goes past the 4th round. Oh, we got Hugh Jakes in the house. Hold up. The member. We got to hit him with the member. Hold up. Hugh Jakes in the house. The member. What's going on, brother? My boy Fanatico. I'm late, but I'm here. Let's get them likes up. Yo, he's right. Let's get the likes up. Please hit the like. If you haven't, it definitely helps out the channel so we can keep on having these conversations. I love it. You guys are awesome. We just hit, right now we're on 30 concurrent viewers. Hit the like, hit the share. All of that stuff helps. It helps grow the channel so we can keep doing this. Push to episode 50, because right now we're on episode 44, and then continue to push from there to episode 100. Let's bring unbiased boxing talk back to the mainstream, right? Let's bring unbiased boxing talk back to the mainstream. KO in the 1st or 2nd round. You think that AJ will KO Wilder in the 1st or 2nd round? That is crazy. Yeah, I just cannot see AJ beating Wilder unless it's a start of a steep decline for Wilder's ability. He'll be 38 by the time this fight happens, if it happens. But he has a power shot. Those power shots, sometimes they stay with you for a long time. A perfect example is George Foreman. He still had power even when he was super old after not training for a long time. That power stays with you for a long time. He never was quick on his feet and all those things that you would need when you're young. He never had that stuff anyways. Those were throwaway stuff for him anyways. That's not stuff he has in his repertoire. The only thing he has is that jab and that right hand. The jab to set up that right hand. That's what he carries. That power of Wilder is insane. That is not luck. LMAO is pure power that has been used for 43 fights, which 42 all got knocked out by the power of Wilder. There's no luck. Yeah, you can't say it's luck when every single person he's ever fought has been dropped, and 98% of everyone he's ever fought, or 99% of everyone he's ever fought, have been knocked out by Wilder's right hand. The only person who survived it was Bermain the first fight, and then Wilder put an exclamation point on that at the end of it when they fought the second time and took him out. Hold up. Love Steve Shorty with $2 super chat. That's we gotta put the super chat up here. We gotta put the super chat. Thank you so much, brother. Let me put some hearts on there too. Thank you so much for the super chat. We appreciate it here on Boxing Fanatico. Thank you, Love Steve Shorty. Thank you. Hold on. Let's see. Where AP whatever in the house? What's going on, brother? We miss you. AJ has never been knocked out. What do you mean? He has been knocked out. AJ's been knocked out by Andy Ruiz. He's been knocked out. And not only has he been knocked out, he's been rocked and by he's had fights where they were back and forth. His fight with Vladimir Klitschko was back and forth. Right? He's had fights where, it was crazy battles. And he got knocked out by Andy Ruiz. Klitschko and Ruiz, which is questionable about the concussion beforehand, and motor cortex affected him. What? Motor cortex. Andy Ruiz knocked out Anthony Joshua. He was knocked out by by Andy Ruiz. So I don't know. This is not an accurate statement, CR, in 1987. Joshua ducked Wilder for years. I don't know if he ducked Wilder. Never gave Wilder the chance to unify. Why stop ducking now? Because there's so much money in it, right? He's lost to Usyk. You could it's different ducking when you got the belts and you're trying to not fight him and all that. But now when you're trying to climb back up, you got to throw the kitchen sink at your career, right? And he knows that what makes financial sense is a fight with Deontay Wilder. It doesn't really make so much sense for him to fight Fury because Fury beat Wilder and Usyk beat him, right? So we want to see the best fight the best. So what makes more sense is Usyk versus Fury. What makes sense on the back end is Wilder versus Anthony Joshua. That makes a lot of sense. I'm team Wilder. I think Joshua doesn't see the 6th round against Wilder. I don't think it goes past 4. I honestly do not believe it goes past 4. We got Poe in the house. What's going on, brother? Fanatico, boxing video game wish list site. What's up, brother? Shane Bosey, no TKO. What? No TKO? What? Wasn't knocked out? Was TKO? Yeah, but I mean that's a knockout. Was he knocked out cold? No, but that's if Andy Ruiz rocks him, if Vladimir Klitschko rocks him, Deontay Wilder can knock him out. He can knock him out. Trust me. It's not a fluke that he knocks everybody out or knocks everybody down. It's not a fluke. It's not a fluke when it happens so many times, right? It's not a fluke when that's the only thing that people are looking at and expecting and training for, yet it still does damage. I'm telling you, he's gonna knock him out. He's gonna knock him out. Hold on. True. I'm Team AJ, and as Team AJ, we getting slept that night. There we go. You could want him to win, right? Because you're a fan of his or whatever, but you could know that he's still gonna lose, right? I'm not necessarily an AJ fan. I'm more of a Wilder fan than I am an AJ fan because I just like what Wilder represents, right? I appreciate anybody who wins a medal for the United States, right? Especially in boxing. I'm always looking out to see who's the next. That's why I start off already adoring people like Andre Ward, right? I already start adoring people like Floyd Mayweather and even Shakur Stevenson because they do things that are almost impossible, like winning a gold medal or winning a silver medal or a bronze medal in the Olympics is almost impossible to do for an American because usually you're going up against these 30-year-old people that are Cuban fighters that they don't even let you get to the finals because they're so old and all they do is fight in the amateurs. We got another super chat. Adrian Dones, $5 super chat, which means we got to do the $5 super chat. Hold up.
Has done it from time to time.
What's up? No, hold on. What?
Has done
that
it
again.
from time to time.
Off topic, just got Fight Night on Xbox. Why do people quit and cheat you out of a W? Shaking my head. Wait, people quit on Fight Night Champion, but you still get the oh no. In Fight Night Champion, yes. They stopped updating the game. So in Fight Night Champion, there's this thing where the last update, there's an error where it comes to recording records. So you're playing for fun now. Your record can no longer grow or increase because anybody can just quit. I ended up just playing for fun when I started playing the game again on Xbox when I realized people were just quitting out. And if they're gonna lose, they quit out. I fought this guy 4 times and he quit out every single time. And it's like, there's no point. He fights me until it's like inevitable that he's going to lose and he quits. So I don't know. If you're going to play it, you could play it for the game itself and have some fun. But it's not going to, records don't really matter anymore in that game. And obviously there's not going to be anything coming down the line where they're going to fix that, right? It's just going to be what it is forever until they do another fight night. A knockout is a knockout. Yeah, Shane Bosey. It can be a stoppage. Yeah, it's still a knockout. Was he knocked out cold? No, but it's still a knockout. Or just a flat out KO that you can't get up from, which counts as a KO in their record. Yeah, it's still a KO on record. It will still be a record KO because basically you were about to be knocked out cold. The referee just saved you from brain damage. A referee stoppage is basically just saving you from getting to the point where you get knocked out cold and potentially put into a coma. All right, motor cortex, meaning landing the wide shot in the head, affects coordination. His mental state was fine, legs wobbly. There are questions surrounding concussion before his fight. But come on, CR. This sounded like a lot of cap, CR. This is sounding like a lot of cap, man. And I like that year, 1987. That's the same year I was born. But that sounds like a lot of cap, CR. Come on now, brother. Come on now. You over here talking about somebody's motor cortex and the medulla oblongata or whatever. Like, bro, nah, man. Like, like the dude was rocked, bro. He was rocked. His equilibrium was taken out. And the referee stopped it before it was a wrap. Done city, right? The referee stopped it and saved him from with that stoppage because he was complete. He was linguine legs, right? He was spaghetti legs. So I honestly think people are underestimating AJ being for a shock when Wilder is lying face on the mat. Everyone can knock everyone out. It's heavyweight. Wilder has fought nobodies. How has Wilder fought nobodies when he fought Ortiz? You could argue that other than Vladimir Klitschko, who was past his prime, and Usyk, Anthony Joshua hasn't fought anybody to the level of Ortiz, other than those two people. And Usyk is a little guy. Usyk is small. In comparison, Usyk is small. So he's not going to have all that power. And he still had enough power to kind of rock and hurt Anthony Joshua. I'm telling you, man. I'm telling you. Don't get shot. I don't know. It sounds like you're going to get shot. Actually, let me put a heart real quick on Adrian Doan's comment. It's cool that I could heart these super chats. Thank you so much for the super chat, by the way, Adrian Doan's. Yeah, don't get shocked when he get knocked out, man. That's why I'm trying to prep you. Remember, I'm the dude right now with a six prediction streak. Hot on a 6 prediction streak. I'm trying to prep you. You know what I'm saying? I'm trying to keep you sane so when it happens, you know what I mean? You know, and you don't lose money. Let's put it this way. You don't lose money on this fight. Although the odds might be so much in your favor, you might as well just because of the odds alone. Shane Bowes, you agree that with context of words, rocked and KO are not the same, though? I'm not doubting Wilder's power or saying it's a fluke. I think he will as well, but the subject was about a KO or a TKO. To me, it's a KO. It's a technical knockout. It's a knockout. It's a knockout cold. It's a 10-count knockout. They're all just knockouts in different ways. A TKO, you could argue, is preventing a knockout from happening. Do you not think a person who's just wobbly and just getting punched up on the ropes is not like about to be knocked out cold? Because those moments, you're just seconds away from disaster. You're seconds away from disaster. The reason that the referees stop it is to protect you from those seconds away from disaster situations. They see that it's coming. They see that it's about to happen. All they're doing is stopping it before it happens. That's all they're doing. So in my opinion, a TKO is just as valid because you're still hurting the guy. It's still the person's hurt, right? A TKO is just as valid as a knockout. Is it a different thing in the technical sense? Yes. It's a technical knockout, but it's still a knockout. AJ stops Wilder. I expect Wilder to rock him, but he'll weather the storm. How can you weather a Wilder storm, though? A Wilder is not a storm. Wilder is getting hit by the lightning bolt itself. When you get hit by Wilder, you have to be able to sustain a lightning bolt hit. It's not raining on you. It's not a monsoon. You know what I'm saying? It's not it's the lightning bolt hitting you direct. He has one of the most powerful erases ever. The dude was on a crazy hiatus, comes back and knocks out Helinous after hitting him twice. After hitting him twice. We're getting crazy views right now. We're closing in on 40 concurrent viewers, guys. Hit the like if you haven't. Hit the like, please, so we can get this up. Let me give you Michael Buffer for the likes real quick.
Ladies and gentlemen.
I'm seeing the likes over here on this side, guys. Come on. I know y'all could do it. But yeah, like I said, thank you. I'm seeing it go up. Like I said, Wilder's gonna, he's gonna, Wilder's power is a once in a lifetime type power that we've not seen. You have to understand, his power is so devastating that it is disproportionate even to his size. He can knock out people that are like 50, 60 pounds heavier than him. Wilder doesn't weigh that much in the heavyweight division. He can knock out super heavy people because he just had, that's how disproportionately powerful his right hand is. I'm telling you, he's a beast. He's a beast that we've not seen before. He's only lost to Fury is because Fury has a steel chin, good skills, a lot of weight, an insane height. He has everything that you would need to have a chance to win against Wilder. While everybody else, Anthony Joshua is tailor-made for Wilder. Not good on the back foot, not very deep technique, not anything crazy when it comes to a tool set. Right? His claim to fame was brawls. That's Anthony Joshua's claim to fame, brawls, where he got the better of the other fighter. But how you gonna have a brawl with Deontay Wilder? You can't. You can't have a brawl with Deontay Wilder because you're done. If you have a brawl with Deontay Wilder, it's night. You can't have a brawl with Deontay Wilder. He's not going to brawl with Deontay Wilder. He's going to try to be careful and all this stuff, and then boom, he's going to get hit. Trust me, the dark cloud of a Deontay Wilder right hand is always looming throughout the entire fight, every time. You don't know when it's coming. You don't know when it's going to happen, but it's always there. It doesn't go away. It doesn't go away. Even against Fury, I see Shane Bosey just said Fury did, but even against Fury, it was a really devastating, it was very dangerous the entire time. It was very dangerous the entire time. Even when Wilder is hurt, even throughout the night of the fight, while he's getting beat up, he still has the power in the chamber to knock him down in devastating fashion. Fury just got that insane chin. Anthony Joshua don't have the chin that Fury has. He doesn't have the chin that Fury has. He doesn't have the size that Fury has to absorb that hit. You have to understand there's a disproportion between Wilder's size and Fury's size. His size is probably allowing him to absorb the hit a little bit better. And even then, the first fight, he was almost knocked out to a 10 count. He got up literally at 9. He was gone and then woke up miraculously in the middle of being knocked out. In the middle of a count, he woke back up. But love you, Fanatico. Love this song channel. Love this song channel. But love you, Fanatico. Love this song channel. No, it's cool. Bro, we could have a disagreement, Shane Bosey. It's cool. We just talking boxing. It definitely no negative feeling that I have towards you because of this conversation. Absolutely not. Hugh Jakes, just look at Wilder did to Helinous in the first round, and that was his friend. Yeah, AJ don't have a chance. You're right. I think AJ gets slept by the fourth round. Yeah, I think the fourth round is as far as we're probably gonna go in that fight. Because I don't see AJ having anything for Wilder. He could brawl, and that's cute against a Vladimir Klitschko. That's cute. It ain't cute against a Deontay Wilder. You can't brawl. If you brawl, it's basically like, here I am on a silver platter for your right hand. Just land it now. That's what you're saying when you brawling with Wilder. There's no point in brawling with Wilder. You got to figure out a way to box and keep him away and try to, you know what I'm saying? Like, you got to be smart. I don't think AJ has enough tactics to be smart against a Wilder. So if a KO is a KO, why does the word TKO even exist? Because it's still a technical, because it's not, the person it wasn't a 10 count or it wasn't a knockout. But then again, it's like you're splitting hairs, right? So if you, for example, if somebody's knocked out cold, that's a knockout. But if somebody doesn't make the 10 count, that's also a knockout. If somebody gets hit to the body and they get down on their knees and they don't get up, that's a knockout, right? But like, it's a body knockout. Everything is not exactly, you know what I'm saying? Like, nothing is a one thing. Nothing is one way. There's so many different ways you could be knocked out. If you get knocked out of the ring, you can get knocked out of the ring. You actually have an opportunity to get back in the ring. You have 20 seconds to get back into the ring when you get knocked out of the ring, believe it or not. Rarely do we have people come in during that time, but if you get knocked out of the ring, you got 20 seconds to come back in. But that'll be a knockout. It's not going to be you got knocked out of the ring, didn't come back in after 20-second knockout. Everything is a different type of a knockout. There's body knockouts, there's flash knockouts, there's getting dropped, there's technical knockouts, but it's all in the umbrella of a knockout. And it's all based off of damage that came from the other fighter. A technical knockout is still damage from another fighter. Those are still very powerful ways to lose. And it's all really one thing. They just have different names so that you know how to, so that they appropriate where it goes in the bracket when they talk about how the knockout happened. The falling outside of the ring would just be considered a count out, but that's still a knockout. And you still got punched so bad that you flew out and you couldn't get back in. I don't know if it's Cap, but it doesn't sound a little like Cope. I don't know if it's Cap. What you talking about? I don't even know what you're talking about. Best year in boxing, 100%, 100%. It's not even a conversation anymore. It used to be, but it ain't not anymore. Sonny Edwards versus Bam Bam Rodriguez was confirmed. This is the best year. We already got Terrence Crawford became a superstar overnight. All it took was him beating Errol Spence. Became an overnight sensation. Siphoned all of Errol Spence's audience. Became an overnight sensation. We got Inoue finally fighting Fulton in a super fight. Yeah, this is going to be the best. This is definitely going to be the best. Personally, not underestimating AJ. I think comparing the two is simple. They both lost twice to highest level competition they've ever faced. AJ, but would you say that Andy Ruiz is highest level competition? I don't think so. And I think that AJ was on the precipice of losing to a lot of other people. And where Deontay Wilder wasn't necessarily, his eraser was always there to help him out in any situation other than the Fury situation. While with AJ, there's been so many kind of situations where he looks like it could almost go either. It's a back and forth battle. Oh, you're talking about the Usyk fight. Okay. I thought you were insinuating the Ruiz fight, but that even makes it even worse because Wilder only lost to Fury. AJ didn't only lose to Usyk; he also lost to Ruiz, which is not necessarily a high caliber fighter, in my opinion. Usyk is. And if he can't outbox somebody like Usyk or hang with him, he's not gonna have enough to do something to make it a hard night for Wilder for all 12 rounds. Just Fury and Ortiz, the overall resume of AJ exceeds Wilder and Fury. Don't get me wrong. Wilder can knock AJ out. Wait, you said the overall resume of AJ exceeds Wilder and Fury? How? Fury fought Vladimir when Vladimir was actually at the top, when he was younger, and beat him after like a 10-year, like didn't lose for 10 years. Fury was the first person to beat Vladimir Klitschko. AJ got an older Vladimir Klitschko that already had the loss against Fury. And then after that, other than the Usyk fight, which he did not win, I can't say that he had better competition than Fury, in my opinion. I feel like Fury, just off of that Vladimir Klitschko fight alone, has more competition than AJ, other than Usyk, but he lost to Usyk. Fury overcame and beat Vladimir Klitschko. Gennard Hill, Wilder's power is generated from back. That is why he's able to punch with small legs. Yeah, man. I mean, he has an incredible power. It can't just come from his back. It has to be generated from the ground up. That's the only way that you generate the most force possible. The kinetic energy that you push off from the ground and move it all the way through your body like a whip. Like, you know how a whip, when you hit a whip and it does the snapping sound at the tip, the energy coiled from your hand, the movement, and you coiled it all the way to the tip and then snapped it. That's exactly how a punch works. A power punch. For him to hit that hard, it can't just come from his back. Even his legs are little, but it's not so much about his legs being little and not having muscle. It's just his body can generate from his feet, can generate that power using the ground. It has to come from the ground. The back it doesn't have enough leverage to create that power that he needs to be able to do all those knockouts like he does. It has to come from the kinetic energy. It can't come from just like muscle. That's why people could, Alexis Arguello, right? You guys remember Alexis Arguello? He was mad skinny, he was mad little, but he'll just go pop, pop, and like dudes would just drop. Dudes that look bigger than him would just drop because it's not so much about how much muscle you have. It's just about how well can your body move that kinetic energy from the floor up to the tip of your hand at the exact moment that it needs to be there. I think Wilder is one of the best to do it, even though he probably doesn't know. Maybe he doesn't know how he's doing it, but he's doing it, right? He's doing it. But Fury did brawl with him second fight and third. Yeah, he did. But he brawled, and it was still in an intelligent way. The reason it looks like a brawl is because he was getting caught by Wilder. But he was still fighting him intelligently. He was still being smart. Yeah, Wilder is not the same. AJ won't need much to stop Wilder. All right, we'll see. Y'all think that AJ is the same? Y'all think that AJ is the same? You think is we seeing the same AJ right now that we seen back in the days before the Andy Ruiz loss? I don't know. I watched AJ Klitschko live and thought fair play AJ, but that was false advertising by AJ. Then Ruiz happened and his mental state is shot to bits. Yeah. That's what the word that I was looking for. Torque. The torque generated from pushing off of the ground. Punching power is a freaky thing. Oh yeah, it's crazy. Y'all crazy. Wilder's putting AJ to bed. I don't know, man. Hold on. Fury only beat Vladimir by 1 point, and it was a slugfest. Yeah, I remember that fight. It wasn't great. I think it was one of the worst fights I've ever seen. It wasn't really a slugfest. They barely hit each other. Vlad was 39-40 versus AJ. Fury also voted. Yeah, but Vlad was 39 and had not lost for over 10 years. We're in a different scenario in that situation. He ain't not lost for over 10 years at that point. He was the longest reigning. He had beat the record for the longest reigning heavyweight champion period. He had held the title for a long time. And then Fury finally beat him. Fury also voted a rematch with excuses, biggest psychological BS boxer in history. But still, he still won. You can't take that away from him. He still won. I think AJ's going to pull the trigger. Can he knock out Wilder? Sure, absolutely. Of course he can. Wilder's been knocked out before. Will he actually try to take the kill shot before Wilder lands a couple of times? That's a hard sell. That's the thing. If you're trying to knock out Wilder, you have to go and knock out Wilder. And if you're going to knock him out, you're leaving yourself vulnerable. And if you're leaving yourself vulnerable, it only takes one from Wilder. It might take a few from Anthony Joshua to take Wilder out. So what's the risk reward? You attempting 5, 6, 7 power shots to hit him and put yourself out of position versus him just needing of the 5, 6 attempts that you make to land one? It's not a good risk reward. It's not. CR 1987. What are you talking about? Fury Vladimir was a brawl. Was a brawl. Yeah. It wasn't. When I watched it, it wasn't a brawl. When I watched it, it was just like they barely, like all you saw was Fury very like twitchy. I think it was the lowest amount of punches ever thrown in a heavyweight fight. It was something crazy, according to CompuBox. It was one of the most boring fights I've ever seen in my life. Actually, one of the most boring fights. But he still won, and he did win. It was very close, but he did pull out the win. I don't see AJ being able to stand in front of Wilder for 12 rounds without getting caught. Yeah, I don't. I don't see that. It's going to be impossible because AJ doesn't have enough skill to get to finesse his way through Wilder for 12 rounds. And if he wants to get Wilder out of there, it's going to be another difficult task because he has to put himself in harm's way to do that. Because you have to sit down on your punches. When you sit down on your punches, you risk missing and getting caught. Or getting countered or getting a catch and shoot. You risk something when you're going for a knockout. I think you have to be real brave, crazy as hell to jump into the fight with Wilder, which really does seem necessary to beat him up. Yeah, and AJ hasn't done it in years. Even if he did, his defense is sus. Yeah. Man, Wilder going to KO AJ, but it should be a good match. It's going to be fun to watch because we've been waiting for this fight. But it is going to be, I'm telling you, it's probably going to be a night for Anthony Joshua before the fourth round. Now, one thing that I do want to talk about, guys, before we continue talking about this, is my pound for pound list. If you guys haven't watched the video, I put out my official pound for pound list. But there's a lot of people that felt that the pound for pound list that I put up is crazy. So I want to know you guys' perspective. I think that was one of the most like clear, cut and dry pound for pound. I've explained every reason why everybody was on it. If you guys seen the video, what did you guys think of the pound for pound list? And what's the counter that you guys have for the people that I have on my top 10 pound for pound list? Fire. I agree with most of your pound for pound list 100%. I'll check out the video after the live. All right. Yeah, man. Like I don't, and I explained everything that I put on. Pound for pound is all opinion. I have no problem with anyone's list. It's all opinion. No, that's true. That's true. At the end of the day, it is opinion based. But even with that, right? This is the thing that confuses me with these with what people were saying about the pound for pound list is that there's like people trying to attribute what I'm saying to being like, oh, you're giving, for example, when I was saying, Teofimo Lopez beat Lomachenko and then went on to beat Josh Taylor, who was essentially the undisputed champion, but got stripped. Never lost the belt in a fight. Same thing with Lomachenko. Even if you want to do the whole technicality with the franchise belt, he never lost the belt. He actually won the WBC belt. So, and then I got the dude saying, "Oh, but that don't count." I'm like, "What do you mean? I'm not ranking him in a belt ranking system. I'm ranking him as to think if he's better or worse than other fighters." So beating the person who had the stuff just because they didn't have it at the time doesn't mean that they didn't win it, that they weren't that good to have it. I'm not saying that he should be ranked in the WBC. I'm just saying he beat the guy who had that. You know what I'm saying? That's it. And that's enough to put you on the pound for pound. I can't be like, oh, well, he beat the guy, but it was technically not the real belt because the WBC and he got stripped. And when he went to 140, they stripped it. I don't care about none of that stuff. I'm not ranking him in a belt ranking. A pound for pound list, for people that don't understand, a pound for pound list has nothing to do with none of that stuff. Has nothing to do with the technicalities and all these different things. It has nothing to do with that. It's all about who you think would beat everyone below them. That's it. If you got somebody number one, that person better be able to beat everybody else if the weight was the same. If you got a person that's number 4, that person better be able to beat 5 through 10 if weight was the same. And to have, Teofimo, for example, be this young, take out Lomachenko when Lomachenko was on his winning streak, like when he was unbeatable, then go up to 140 and take out Josh Taylor when Josh Taylor was literally unbeatable because he ain't never lost and he was undisputed. I mean, I don't understand that. I don't understand why are those credentials being taken away in terms of putting him on a pound for pound list. That's all I'm saying. What a big fight, though. Very nervous build-up. So huge and interesting is that will Wilder KO AJ? AJ lands and knocks him and dazes him. I can see both going down and possibly getting up. I mean, if they go down and get up and go down and get up, I mean, that's going to be crazy. That's going to be crazy. It's going to be another Fury Wilder 3. Fury Wilder 3 was one of the best heavyweight fights I've seen in so many years. And so Fury Wilder. So if they do another Fury Wilder, that's going to be crazy. T.O. beat the man twice. Yeah. I thought it was fine. Honestly, for me, unless you have one and two spots crazy, anyone's list is probably okay. People put a lot of weight on belts and not actual wins, though. Yeah, that to me, that doesn't make sense. If I won the belt and then, like, I got stripped because I didn't make weight, or I got stripped because they gave me a better belt, or whatever, I wasn't fighting in a while, so they took it away, and then somebody come and fight me, you still beat the person who won that belt. I feel like the technicality stuff is just agenda stuff that people want to use to try to be like, nah, this is why I don't want him on the list because I don't like him. So people discredit people all the time. Floyd ain't never fight nobody who like fire. He ain't never fight. His resume is garbage. Because even if you be like, oh, damn, his resume is garbage. I see Manny. I see Mosley. I see Cotto. Nah, don't worry about it because past his prime, before his prime, too young, right before he started getting young, right before he started getting old, right before he started coming off of a loss, coming off of a win that wasn't that good, coming off of it doesn't matter. If someone does not like a fighter, they will do everything to discredit the fighter. That's it. They will do everything to discredit the fighter. I like Tio, and I'll say this. When he has his head on straight and his focus, he is capable of beating anyone 140. He is very, very talented dude. Yeah, he's super talented. I mean, he was fighting like Roy Jones Jr. against Josh Taylor. That's not supposed to happen. You're not supposed to be able to do whatever you want with Josh Taylor, who's beating everybody at 140. Cleaned out 140. He over here jumping in with uppercuts. See, the thing with Tio is before he beat Josh Taylor, I didn't have him on my list. He springboarded onto the list because it showed that he still has that ability to do those things. He's still that skillful. I'm off to sleep, Fanatico. It's been great debating late in the UK. Oh, man, you in the UK? Yo, go to sleep, man. No worries. Again, what an amazing matchup. Yes. CR 1987, think you need to read your own comment, then mine again. And also Fanatical said, and it was a brawl like I stated. So what you smoking? Oh, not me. Read back. I don't know what you guys are talking about. AJ is too robotic, and on any exchange, Wilder has the advantage because he's more fluid. That's true. I think AJ is more stiff. Wilder is wild, but he is more fluid. But he wild. He's real wild. I think AJ is a little bit more technically sound than Wilder, but I don't think that's enough. The way Josh Taylor started the fight, I thought he was going to stop Tio. Yeah, I thought Josh Taylor was doing his thing. I'm like, oh, here we go. It's going to be Josh Taylor, doing his thing against Tio. And nah, it's like out of nowhere after round 3, Tio just took over. Just was like in Zen mode and was basically beating him to the punch, figuring him out, knew exactly. He was living in his head. He was basically reading all his thoughts. That's what it felt like. Taylor beat Regis. I honestly think Tio will put a whooping on Regis. Yeah, me too. I think that he would beat him. Unrelated, I asked Chat GPT who wins out of Crawford and Inoue. If we pretend their weight doesn't matter, it predicted a split draw. Crawford and Inoue, AI trying to not to ruffle feathers. He said a split draw. Nah, no way. Actually, you know what? He might be right. If any of the top people were to fight, I think those were the top 2 that'll be the closest. But I still think Crawford is better. Because the Chat GPT might not be too far off, because there's people that have Inoue number 1 and Crawford number 2, or Crawford number 1 and Inoue number 2. I have Crawford number 1 and Inoue number 2. But I could see how somebody could have it flipped. And if it could be flipped here and flipped over there and flipped over here, maybe using that data point, you say, hey, you know what? It's a split draw. I think you're confusing the comments. I've never said it was a brawl. Slugfest, as in boring. A slugfest. Oh, so when you say slugfest, you don't mean brawl? Because to me, I think of like people slugging it out. But then are you saying slug like it's slow, like a slug? Or was that snail? Slug, snail? See, now you're confusing me. Now you're confusing me. Yes, agree. Some people look at their favorite boxers or a boxer they dislike and differ with different sentiment. Yeah, of course. And the consistency is never there. You always see the consistency being broken, right? You'll see somebody say, well, why don't they, strip Canelo Alvarez of his titles, right? He hasn't fought in this many years or whatever, this long. But then they won't, they'll be like, oh, but Jamal is fine. He could keep the WB. It's like, what's the difference? What's the difference? The only difference is that one person is going into a different division and fighting. The other person hasn't fought, period. Right? So it's like there's never a consistency. It's just let me find out a way to discredit this person, forever, right? Because if you want to say, even with Floyd and Manny, people will be like, Manny's actually the best. But I could say, so everything you said about Floyd, I could say it about Manny. Because if you're saying Floyd just fought nobodies, Manny fought the nobodies usually after Floyd fought them. Manny fought an old Oscar, even older than the Oscar that Floyd fought. Manny fought an older Ricky Hatton. Right? So it's like, what does it, I can do the same. I could play the same game with any fighter if I wanted to as well. But I don't do that because I'm giving credit where credit is due. Just accept life and stop trying to. If you don't have an agenda, you would appreciate and enjoy boxing more. And because people have an agenda sometimes, it makes them feel that you're attacking them when you say something like, I think Teofimo Lopez is number 5 pound for pound. Oh, you're attacking me. It's like, I'm not really attacking you. I'm just having an unbiased thought on this, right? I'm having an unbiased thought on where I'm placing these fighters. It's not based on what promotional company they're from. I don't care about any of that. That's why we need to bring back unbiased boxing talk. There's too many biased boxing talks, and it's just, to me, it's annoying. I hate it. Because it's just literally nothing is based on actually analyzing, and everything is based on capping. Let me cap for this guy. Let me cap for that guy. Let me cap for this promotional company. Let me cap for it. It's annoying to me. I can't stand it because it's disingenuous arguments. They know they're just winking and nodding at each other and disingenuously arguing against each other from all sides. To me, it's not based off of nothing other than the way the fighters fight. There's people that took Errol Spence off their list after the Crawford beating. I couldn't do that. I still kept Errol Spence on the list. There's people that don't have Jermell Charlo on the list. I have Jermell Charlo on the list. Because it ain't based off of let me try to get as many Mexican fighters on there. Or let me try to get as many American fighters on there. It don't matter to me. It's not about trying to do an agenda. It's just simply about who's better and who's not. Regardless of where they come from. Man, my bad. Missed that we used the definition. It was boring. Oh, okay. Cool. Now I get it. I'm bantering. You're attempting belittling. Chill, champ, chill. You're attempting belittling. Oh, I guess you're talking to somebody else. Do you notice Wilder has been moving more in the ring also and staying off the center line? I seen Wilder. Wilder. The thing is, when Wilder fought Fury, because you can't really tell with the Helinous fight because that thing ended so fast. When Wilder fought Fury, I saw a difference in Wilder, right? I saw a little bit of a difference in Wilder. And I thought that was cool because he's already older. But maybe he has a little bit of an advantage because he started boxing so much older than everyone else. So maybe he has a more sponge or more availability to learn. And he's not stuck in something like someone would be if they've been learning since they were 7. I don't know if that makes sense, but I did see a little bit of a difference in Wilder. But like I always said to people always say that he only has a right hand. I think that's false. I think Wilder has a jab, a good jab, a really high level jab, and a right hand. And that's the reason why his right hand always finds the target. Because if he only had the right hand, it would be very easy to avoid it. But he does good things with blinding with the jab, hitting you with the right hand, setting up, moving out of position to angle and hit you with the right hand. He does a lot of different things. But that being said, I don't think he needs any of that stuff when he's going to fight AJ. I think he's going to knock out AJ just because he only needs to land it once. He only needs to land it once. He needs to fight Haney or Shakur. How does Tio do with slick boxes? Kambosos made Tio struggle. Kambosos makes Tio struggle. Yeah, but Kambosos, Kambosos is a weird one, right? Kambosos is a weird one for me because I don't see Teofimo fighting the way he normally fights. I just saw him winging power shots. Hopefully he learned from that fight, but I think that if him and Kambosos fight 100 times, he beats him 99 times out of 100. I think that was just that one fight where he didn't really do what he was supposed to do, which is clear to me. I think he's one of those people. He reminds me of Jermell, right? Jermell Charlo is another person who fights to the level of his competition. If he doesn't think that you deserve respect, mentally he's not right. He's not there to overwhelm you with all of his abilities because he kind of goes down to your level. And I think Teofimo Lopez, because he was fighting Josh Taylor, that was like, I'm here to win. When he was fighting a Sander Martin, he's probably like, you're not on my level. So he had a bad performance. When he was fighting Lomachenko, he's like, this is Lomachenko. I'm here to win. You get what I'm saying? So I think he fights too much to the level of his competition. Let me see here. Fanatico, if you could make 3 dream fights with any fighters, any era in their prime that never happened, which ones would you make? Well, the number one fight that I always would have wanted to see, but I know that never could have happened, was Vladimir versus Vitaly. I've always wanted to see that fight because there was a point where the heavyweight division was boring. Was straight up boring because Vladimir held 2 titles and Vitaly held 2 titles. And because Vladimir held 2 titles and Vitaly held 2 titles and they were never going to fight each other, till this day, we do not know who's the best of the 2. They both lost to Lennox Lewis. So we really don't know who's the best of the 2. So I think that's 100% one of my the biggest fights that I've always wanted to see, and it never happened. It never happened, and I get it. I understand it's not going to happen. They're brothers, right? But still, it's a question mark that we will always have. That era, that huge era where they were both dominating, we would never know who actually was the better fighter of the 2. We will never know. My gut instinct says Vitaly was the better fighter, but I don't know. He was definitely the least boring of the 2 because Vladimir just hit you with the jab, 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 straight, jab, jab, straight, jab, 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 frame, jab, 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 straight. So that was kind of boring. While Vitaly was he had more stuff that he was doing. So my gut instinct says Vitaly, but we will never actually know because they never fought each other. Unfortunately. We may not get Vitaly versus Vlad, but we might get Jermell versus Jamal. Oh, Juice God. Yeah, you're right. We might get that one. But I think this one is more clear, cut, and dry. In my opinion, I think Jermell is better than Jamal. I always thought Vitaly was a better brother. Yeah, same here, Smokey. Same here. He was definitely the more entertaining of the 2 brothers, in my opinion. Definitely the more entertaining one. I agree. Tio had the wrong game plan. His father didn't help either. His corner advice was literally, knock him out, bro. Yeah, I know. Could you imagine Wilder with good footwork? Yeah, that'll be cheating. That'll be like he's the cheat character that you select when you're playing a video game. So, no. That'll be too much. He has to lack something for it to make sense. All right, guys. So we've hit the hour mark. We're going to go ahead and end the stream here. Hold on one second. Boxing Fanatico. Salute Boxing Fanatico. Thank you, Jannard Hill. Will you be doing commentary on Devin, Regis, and Tio? If Devin can get the Regis, do you want to see Devin versus Tio? I 100% want to see Devin versus Tio. I might do commentary. I was going to do the commentary on the Oscar Valdez one, but then I'm like, not a lot of people are going to watch it, so I might as well just sit back, relax, and watch it, and I'll just put my updated on Twitter while I was watching the fight, which I did, which was crazy. Jamal beats Jermell in viral views. Oh, well, yeah. Yeah, he goes viral a little bit more than his brother, but his brother is the undisputed 154 king. So, I mean, this is like oranges and apples. T.O. beats Devin and might knock him out. T.O. beats Devin. Okay, yeah, I would definitely want to see Devin versus T.O. I think that will be a huge fight. It would take me some time to make that prediction. Actually, it would take me some time to analyze everything and make that prediction. But they will be amazing fighters. If it makes sense for me to do it, I'll definitely do it. I have to see the energy behind everything. But if it makes sense, I'll definitely go ahead and commentate that. Been a pleasure, Fanatico. Thank you very much, brother. Now we're gonna go ahead and end the stream here. I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you haven't seen my pound for pound list video, go ahead and check it out. It's the official Boxing Fanatical pound for pound list. As a matter of fact, let me see if I got it right here real quick, just so I could pull it up so you guys can see it. Let me just show you guys what the list is, just in case you haven't seen the video. Because if you don't want to see the video, you don't have to. But I break everything down in that video. But on here, yeah, so this is the list right here. I have it like this. I have Jermell number 10, Errol Spence number 9, Canelo Alvarez number 8, Devin Haney number 7, Shakur Stevenson number 6, Teofimo Lopez number 5, Bivol number 4, Usyk number 3, Inoue number 2, and Crawford number 1. This is my list. I don't think I've seen any other list that is like this one, right? There's all these people are roughly here, but they're mixed and match a little bit differently in all the other ones. And I put Missed the Cut on the bottom, and these are the people that I put based off of other people's pound for pound lists that have these guys. Arthur Beterbiev missed the cut, Tank Davis missed the cut, Tyson Fury missed the cut, and Lomachenko, unfortunately, all these guys missed the cut. But this is my pound for pound list. So, and I'm sticking to it, because if you watch the video, I break down the reasons why I put everybody where they are. It is broken down with a lot of analysis. It's not just like, hey, I'm going to throw up whoever I like. Good stream. Thank you, Fire. Thank you. We need you to start going to these big fights ringside. Oh, damn. Damn. And calling it from ringside. You imagine? Don't see Jake Paul. He didn't. Oh man, he missed the cut. He missed the cut of not making the part where it says missed the cut. So if there was like an extra layer below, that's where Jake Paul is. Nah, Jake Paul, man. As weird as that guy is, man, he's done a lot for boxing. He's done a lot for women's boxing, which is crazy to think of. Like, if we were to think about Jake Paul years ago, before he even started boxing, you would never think that this man would have helped elevate women's boxing. And then he also did a lot of stuff to siphon an audience of young people to care about the sport. So he lost to Tommy Fury. Really shouldn't be ranked, to be honest. Yeah, you know, it is what it is. Anyways, let's go ahead and end it right here. Thank you so much for showing up, guys. Until the next one, which is every Mondays, Wednesdays, Fridays. If you haven't hit subscribe, hit notifications, all notifications, so you know exactly when we go live. That way you can show up on time, because we are live for 1 hour from 7 p.m. Eastern time to 8 p.m. Eastern time, Monday, Wednesday, Fridays. And we'll see you on Wednesday. Peace out, guys. Thank you so much.